Hello, I'm Dr. Andrew Allen from Georgia College, and that was the Waltz from this year's Concert Band Tenor Saxophone Audition materials. Now in the Waltz, you don't have a lot of crazy technique. In fact, the only real fingering advice I give you is throughout the Waltz, make sure that you're using the bis B flat whenever the B flat comes up. That's going to be your best bet. They're mostly leaps, so it'll keep you from fumbling for that side. Otherwise, you have a lot of musical considerations in this portion of the audition materials. First of all, be thinking about what is a waltz. A waltz is characterized by a strong, weak, weak, strong, weak, weak accent pattern. So make sure that there's a very light natural accent on one, especially at the beginnings of phrases, and then a nice weaker rest of the beat. You obviously need to focus on beautiful sound, and in anything longer than a half note, you need to be thinking about a beautiful vibrato as well. If you're not already comfortable with vibrato, scroll down through my YouTube page. I have an older video on vibrato. Also, if you do a search in YouTube, you'll be able to find my name and Van Doren. You'll be able to find a very nice video that my friends at Van Doren put together on learning vibrato. Something else that you need to think about throughout this piece is phrasing. Some of the phrases aren't obvious on the page. There are a lot of phrase markings, but I wouldn't take a breath necessarily after every single one. If you do, things are going to sound really chopped up. You don't have to do what I just did, but please take it as a guide, and then if you want to use that as a jumping off point and then change some things, please by all means do. Now listen as I perform the Vivo. Now, Vivo literally means lively. So you need to be considering that as you're working on this section of the audition materials and as you're performing it. Lively doesn't mean intense and roiling and moody. It means lively, light, carefree. So even though you have some technical considerations throughout, I want you to keep your articulations light and your manner light. Don't go super heavy on this because, number one, you're going to have technical problems if you do, and number two, it's just not in keeping with what's on the page. Now, keep those articulations light, but throughout, keep your air underneath the tongue. The air doesn't need to be doing articulations. That's only going to slow you down and make articulations sound weird and choppy, and you're going to have some excess noise, so keep that airstream going. I would even suggest, whenever possible, practice the slurred, then go back and add the tongue, but keep the airstream exactly as it was. You have a lot of dynamic contrast. You have some articulation contrast in here. I would really take this apart. When you have the slurs at the end, make sure that that's a huge contrast from what's come before, and just dip into every bit of difference that you can in this little section. I hope that these comments have helped. I hope that my performances have helped giving you a good idea and some ideas as you're starting to work on these etudes. Obviously, if you have any questions, concerns, or comments, I really want you to get a hold of me. My contact information is at the end of this video. Get a hold of me through my website, however you want to get a hold of me. I would love to teach you a lesson, whether in person or online, for free. So please get a hold of me. Until then, however, best of luck and happy practicing.